Leo. I'm from France. I'm actually from the city called Lyon, from the region of the Rhône.
Can you explain to us what's your culture values?
Actually, my cultural values, we have a lot of them because since I'm actually half-blooded French and Vietnamese, so both of my cultural heritage are very different from them. But since I was taught in the French family, so my cultural heritage like is very centered on the family values. But also you need to do very individualistic, like you have to do everything by yourself and no one will be there to help you. If you want to succeed in life, then you have to do everything by yourself technically.
So how do you define family? Like who hold the most status in your family?
um, well, since I was born in the like half Asian half European countries, like my dad brings the money in the family, but actually the one who holds the most status in my family would be my mom. She has the most power, like she can do everything, like she control, like financially she's the one who controls everything. She pays the bill. She Yeah, I would say my mom holds most of the powers, but also my dad.
Okay. So what is considered most disrespectful in your culture?
Hitting a woman. Hitting a woman is like very disrespectful. Like you don't hit a woman or someone who's unarmed. Women are part of our life and we have to respect them as well as a woman. So we are very feminism.
Do you prefer like living alone or with your parents?
Alone.
Why?
Actually, it depends. Like living alone is very fun. You have more freedom. You can do whatever the hell you want. But on the other hand, with your parents, you have more like a financial stability. But I would say yes, living alone is much like better. Like for you to be a person, like to be independent.
Do most people from your culture have a tendency toward formalizing their interaction with others?
Mm, yes, moral. Like the more you contradict someone, the better it is. Like the more it shows like you are very cultured. Like you have like education. So the more you're like in not like if you're not accepting someone like hypothesis for example and you disrespectful for them, it shows that you have something to say about yourself. It shows you like how do you say it just shows that you're very cultured.
Is this in your culture like empowerment, the way you empower people, is it in a flatter or hierarchy structure?
No, you respect the hierarchy structure. If you are there, it means that you are there for a reason. Like it's very flattering to empower someone, to give someone power, yes, but you have to respect the hierarchy of power. Like if someone is your boss because he's your boss for a reason, and you are not that person for a purpose. So do not respect someone because he's higher than you. Like this does not like good.
Okay, so your culture is more like centralization
Yes.
than center. In your culture, is punctuality important to you?
Very important. It's very very important. Why do I say that? Because I'm always late, and my parents always kill me, like always bother me with that in my entire life. So now I'm trying my best to be punctual because being punctual it's very important because even though it's 1 minute, in one like time is money. So, and in my country, making the most money that you can is something that it's very important. Like shows you like the structure of your life, show you like who you are. So if you are very materialistic, so that's why being punctual on time is very important because your boss will not accept if you go to class late or like to work late.
So how many minutes you will consider as late?
We consider 5 minutes is late already, but after half an hour, if the person who want to meet doesn't show up, we just get out and don't just go, like do something else. We have no time to lose. So punctual is very important.
If you have a problem, do you prefer to solve it alone or seek for advice from others?
Depends on what type of problem. Like be like really important problem about myself, then I would prefer to solve it by myself. Like if I'm have a shortage of money, I would not go ask for anyone else. I would prefer to do with what I have because if you can do with what you have now, it helps you in future life. But if you have one, for example, a problem like for example, you want to buy some a pair of shoes, yes, you go ask someone which pair of shoes is better, which one is prettier, or you just flip a coin. but very important problem. You have to like solve it by yourself before seeking others' advice. Much better.
In your culture, do people often do things in the present that will be meaningful in the future, or they just do things today, just like to live day by day?
uh, I think live the moment. I follow the philosophy of living by the moment. Like do everything that you have now because you can be there tomorrow. But always think about a bit about the future because you have to live there someday. But living in the moment, I think is much better than just living by the future, in my opinion. But in my culture, it's a bit like the same.
So, where mostly is the motivation of your decision come from? Yourself or your family or your culture?
Myself, like do like my parents always taught me like do whatever you want in life because no one can tell you otherwise. Like do what makes you happy, but also help like try to base your ideas on someone else. But like your close friends, ask them what they want to do. Because maybe working with your friend is fun, but not that fun. But don't base everything by yourself. Like ask advice first.
Have you ever experienced culture shock when you first came to Thailand?
A little bit, a little bit. Well, I was shocked because I was like, I was like 5 years old when I first came to Thailand. So I was like a little boy, just out of with his parents, and I didn't know. I thought we were going somewhere on holiday, and no, and they never told me that we're actually moving to Thailand. So I was a bit shocked when I just arrived and people talking in Thai, and like they are like smiling all the time, which is annoying sometimes. But I didn't just understand. But I think that was like a little bit, but the time difference wasn't that big because I was living in a country not very far from here.
Only things like this might be because it's differently.
Yes, it's big to say that.
Moving on to questions about your communication style.
Sure.
Is it appropriate to talk about politics, religion, and belief with the person you just met?
Yes. It's not like in when you say appropriate, it's not appropriate, but it's not as well inappropriate. You can, if you talk with the person long enough, you can talk about pretty much anything. We are very open to everything. Like you can talk about belief, religion, and politics to someone. What do you think about the politics? Because politics is what is in our country right now. So you need to worry about what's going on around us. That's why by talking with someone else, a third person outside you never met before, you can learn a bit more.
So, is it okay to call you by your first name? Do you consider it as a rude manner?
No. We call actually when your parents call you by your entire name, it means you did something very bad in your life. Like for example, with my mom called me Gachung and Viet and Leo, come here right now. That means like I did something very very bad. But calling someone by their first name is not rude among friends because we insult each other all the time. So it's just a form of just saying you're not saying to that person specifically, but to the entire family, which is not very rude.
So, in your culture, do you have different vocabulary for different gender?
Yes, for women and the man. Like actually for men and the woman, the gender, like we have different type of language for them.
And if one fails to choose the right words, is it considered as offense?
It is offensive when you call a man by a woman designated things because the man can go like you're inadequate or weak. But on the other hand, you can also do like the same thing for the woman. But it's not considered as rude as if you're calling a man with a woman thing. Like it's okay.
In your country, when you are in the conversation, do you consider interrupting from your conversation partner as rude?
Yes, it's very rude to interrupt someone when they're talking about something. But on the other hand, if it's not that person has something more interesting than you, interrupting them is fine. Like for example, during work, if you have something better to offer than what I'm saying, you can always cut me.
In your culture, talking directly or indirectly is being used?
Directly, like get to the point.
Do you express your opinion openly and honestly all the time?
Mostly of the time, but sometimes you see that's one of the flaws that I have. Like people think I'm too open and too honest. But that's how I brought in the culture. Like don't lie. Just be honest all the time. If that person doesn't like you, then it's fine. But always do it for yourself. Be honest.
When you are in a conversation, do you consider those who talk irregularly as rude?
Yes, they're wasting my time, and I don't like that.
Is there like certain gesture, like non-verbal communication unique to your culture, like only your culture use it?
I don't know if it's only my culture, but we do have signs that but we do have a lot of like hand signal things when we talk. Like for example, this we mean like come here, but I think that's in every language. But we do have a lot of like language we talk about like, but most of all sign language come with words. So
Have you ever had a situation where you said things sarcastically, but people misunderstood it due to the use of your intonation?
yes, somehow well, we in our culture, in the French culture, we joke a lot around. We love joking around because everyone we like joking is part of life. So we like joking around, but in Thailand, sometimes when I say a joke, and some people don't understand what I want to say, so they say it like first degree, and they think that I'm being rude. Actually, I'm not. But a lot of times, yes.
When you give something to other, do you mind which hand they will receive the gift, or like any particular gesture that you will find like
Rude.
rude?
Doesn't matter how you give a gift, as long as they take it, it's fine. Actually it's considered rude if you offer something but the person refuses it. That's considered very rude.
So like when you are offered something, you just accept it, you don't refuse it. But
No,
like people offer you.
You cannot refuse it, because if in the culture if you refuse it, it means like you hate that thing, or you don't like that thing, or you're being disrespectful to the person. So do not, like, we don't do that. Like whatever like they offer you, always fake it like that you enjoy it, or at least use it once before throwing it away.
When you are working, if you do not agree with the task, will you find a way of dragging your feet on it, like just get it done?
Yes. Like when I'm working with, like, you mean if I'm working with other people, right?
Yes.
Yes, when I'm working with other people, and if I don't like the person I'm working with, I just get it done. Like, be professional. I will not like get I will not hang out with them more than I should. Like, I would just.
How about not like the person, but the job, the work, the
Oh.
job?
The job, I will try to find a way to make it fun. Like, you have to do it anyway, so why don't make the most out of it?
Thank you very much. That was very helpful.
Sure.